Welcome to the Buttercut Podcast, a production of MWBK Creative. Let's try that again. A production of MWBK Creative. What's up, Pete? What's going on?
Good, how are you?
Hanging in there, man.
Good to be back.
Another week.
Yeah. Big week this week.
So, let's start with a quick little recap talking about last week's Wyndham Championship.
Yeah, not much to say. It's a pretty fucking irrelevant event. Although, actually, a quick thing. I went to play, so it's at Sedgefield Country Club.
Right.
And I went to play a local place down here, an indoor venue called OK Golf.
You're talking about in Austin?
Yeah, so it's down on South Lamar.
Okay.
So it's an indoor venue where they have TrackMan set up and they have a virtual reality golf thing, and they have Sedgefield Country Club. So they had this little kind of like a little game, so you can play virtual reality golf as you're kind of watching the golf on TV at Sedgefield, and then you're playing Sedgefield.
Did you fuck around and go shoot an 80 out there?
No, I shot 70.
Oh, I saw this. You posted
Yeah, I posted it. Yeah, so I shot 70, but one of the pros there shot 69 on the Thursday, and he said, so if anyone came in and beat him, your hour session that you had was free, and nice. I fucking lost by one. So there
Close.
You go.
Close, but no cigar.
Yeah, outside of that, the tournament last week, yeah, JT Poston put on an absolute fucking performance. That's unbelievable.
That Sunday round was incredible.
Yeah, he didn't, obviously, he went, for those of you that didn't watch, I didn't watch a lot of it, but he went all 72 holes with no bogey and won. And so the last time that happened, it had been 45 years on the tour since the winner of the event had gone 72 holes and won. So many people had gone 72 holes with no bogey, but they didn't win.
Right.
Scott Piercy actually did it this year at the AT&T.
And
he
lost.
finished like fourth,
Right.
which is fucking crazy to think about. He shot like, I think he shot like 20 under with the no bogeys, and he lost by like 5.
What a nut crush.
Yeah.
So the other thing of note, Beyond, he was in the lead for 54 holes?
Basically the whole event.
The entire event until the very end.
Yeah.
He went bogey-free until the final 2 holes, which he bogeyed both of, and lost by 2 or 3 strokes, I believe.
So, yeah, it reminds me of, I may have told the story before on here, but it reminds me when Tiger was playing the WGC in Ireland at Mount Juliet, and he went 71 holes, and he was winning by 8. He went 71 holes, and a photographer clicked in the middle of his backswing, and he hit it in the bunker, and he made bogey, and he was pissed.
Always.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, good event. Now on to the real thing, though, the big stuff.
The real thing being the FedEx Cup playoffs.
Yeah.
They start this week. Last week was the end of the PGA Tour regular season. So this week marks the beginning of the PGA Tour postseason.
Did you see our boy on ESPN this morning?
Who's that?
Shane Larry.
No. What was he doing?
You know the show Get Up? Their like morning show with
what's
his name? Mike Greenberg hosts it.
Yeah, with a cast, like a rotating cast, but it's
there's like 2 people more, but Greenberg hosted. Shane was on it, the interview with Greeny this morning as kind of like kicking off the FedEx Cup kind of Liberty National Week.
He's getting warmed up for media so that he can get on the Buttercut soon.
I think that's
he
what he's doing.
He doesn't want to come on here cold, you know?
No, absolutely not. But it was so great to see. one of my buddies text me. And he goes, Shane's on Get Up. Shane's on ESPN right now. Interview. I was like, oh, fuck. This is at like 7:45 this morning.
Yeah.
And turned it on. Sure enough, Shane was on there. And it was great.
In person.
Yeah, in the studio. Because it's only like when they looked out the window, they're in New York.
Right.
And the course was like 20 miles down the road. You could kind of like see it almost.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so good interview. And one of the first questions that he asked when I was on there, when I turned it on, he asked him, you know, being an Open champ, they, you know, probably a lot of things change. So what's been the biggest change since you've won? And Shane goes, well, like this. I'm on ESPN this morning giving interviews. Like that would never happen.
I'm the top slot.
Exactly. So yeah, great to see. It was cool. It got me a little excited about this week. And I've seen Shane there, and you know, some good groups. But yeah, tell us about the event.
Yeah, let's run in through it. So last week was the end of the PGA Tour regular season. This week is the start of the PGA Tour postseason. It begins with the Northern Trust. So this week, the PGA Tour heads to Jersey City, New Jersey for the first stop.
Shithole.
Is it a shithole?
Oh,
I know.
Have you been up there at all? Ever?
I just know that they built the course on top of a landfill.
Yeah. Now the course itself, stunning, but Jersey City. Sorry to all the Jersey City.
Have you played this course?
No.
Okay, because I'll introduce it here in a second. So let's just get through the some quick notes. So the first stop of the PGA Tour postseason is the Northern Trust. The Northern Trust has operated as the first tournament of the PGA Tour playoff system since 2007. It's hosted annually by a rotating group of golf clubs in the New York metropolitan area. The 2019 edition of the Northern Trust is being held at Liberty National Golf Club, which is what Pete and I were just discussing.
I think Bethpage has hosted it once,
Yes.
maybe. Yeah, there's a bunch of the courses
There's a bunch
around
of them,
there.
but they're
All
always in the New York
great
City area.
courses, yeah.
Yeah, and so what's the famous thing about Liberty National is that it's got like on the course views of
Manhattan, of downtown.
of Manhattan, of the Statue of Liberty. It's just the proximity to downtown Manhattan, whatever, New York City is really appealing, and that's part of the reasons why this is a famous course. But the most famous reason, the thing that makes it the most famous, is that it was built on top of a landfill, a fucking trash landfill in 2006.
I mean, most of Jersey was built on top of a fucking landfill, I think, to be honest with you.
So
it's not exactly the nicest place in the world. I've been to the Meadowlands to watch the Giants play, and it's not a whole lot going on.
Maybe it wasn't, but it is now. They spent over $250 million to build this golf club, making it one of the most expensive golf clubs in the world. So Liberty National, it's a 7,353-yard par 71 course designed by Robert E. Cupp and Tom Kite.
Yeah, links style golf course.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, looks very linksy with long grass and kind of looks like there's run-up areas. I don't know how much of that there is, but it looks kind of like that. It looks stunning, like on television. It looks amazing.
So this course has hosted the Northern Trust three times. Well, this will be its third time hosting it. The first time was in 2009, and the players shit on it. They were super pissed. And they've made a bunch of renovations since then. Yeah. A couple in between the second time that they hosted it in 2013 and then
they all went deep. I mean, listen, people that get upset about that, there's nothing you can do. If the weather's really good, there's fucking nothing you can do.
Right.
These guys are unbelievable. They hit it fucking 330 yards in the air, and if it's not 20-mile-an-hour winds or something to stop it,
then it's not a links course anymore, right?
Yeah,
like, doesn't that take some of it away?
It does, and it's just they're just going to rip it to shreds. Heath Slocum won that year.
So that's 2009. Heath Slocum won, and so
beat Tiger in a great event, and it was actually back and forth a lot of it. And everyone was kind of expecting Slocum to make some bogeys down the stretch. He never did.
So the biggest change that since between 2009 the first time and 2013 the second time was that they had cut the first primary cut of rough down by 4 inches, is what I read, and that made dramatic differences. But like you said, if the conditions are favorable,
then are easy, they'll rip it up.
Then they'll tear it apart, and then it doesn't matter if they drop the rough or not. So there's a couple of things to consider. This is going back to the Northern Trust. 125 player field. The top 70 plus ties make the cut after 2 days, and there is no MDF this week, regardless of how many players are tied at 70th. Which basically, there's no
MDF made cut but did not finish.
That's right.
The third round cut,
which I never understood what that was. I had to read about it a couple months ago.
It's for pay structure wise, essentially, is what it was. There's too many. If it's tied 70
if it's
and
over
there's like
78,
right? If there's like 85 guys that make it, the window to play. They because it's 2 balls.
There's not enough.
There probably is enough.
It's a stretch.
It can be a stretch, and also they don't want to pay out that many places, which is why they've gone to the 65-man cut now for next year.
Right. But so this is last week was the last time the MDF was in application.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so it basically you would miss the cut, but you'd be with it tied within the top 70, and you'd get like a really small fraction of the purse at the end of the day, but you didn't get to play the second 2 rounds. Right. It was a real nut crush.
No, you did. You got to play round 3.
That's right. And then
after round 3, then anyone above 70th, so the 70 to 78
even
or whatever
if you were tied
it was,
with 70.
those like 10, 12 guys, the last guys, they would drop it.
That's right.
But they wouldn't play round 4, but they got the last place check.
Exactly.
Right.
So, jump into storylines. As a recap, we're at the Northern Trust. This is the first stop of the PGA Tour playoffs.
Yeah, I have a couple of hot takes, which will be interesting to see if you.
Do you want to open with hot takes?
No, I don't. I want you to
run
run through the storyline, and I think they may intertwine with what you.
I
have
feel
to
like
say.
that's likely.
Yeah.
So first storyline. I call this one King of the Castle.
Yeah.
So this is
that can only be about one man.
It can only be about number one, right?
Yeah, Brooks Koepka.
So Brooks Koepka finished the season ranked first in the FedEx Cup standings, earning himself a $2 million bonus check and finishing 572 points ahead of runner-up Rory McIlroy.
Wait, sorry, hang on. So he's number one in the FedEx going into this event?
Yes, and he's up by nearly a
lot.
entire major.
Oh,
it's like 600 points to win a major, and he's at 572.
So 2 questions, I guess, from that. Well, when one's a statement, one's a question.
Excellent.
The question, this $2 million bonus that they got, was this just added? Or have they always had this?
I don't know when it was added, but it's called the Wyndham Rewards.
Yeah,
and after
I think it's this year.
It's definitely been increased. I know that from the previous years, but this year specifically, it's $2 million to the winner. It's 1.5 to second. Like they're huge amounts of. It's $70 million total though at the end of this whole thing.
Right. What I'm getting at is like Brooks. If Brooks plays like he's supposed to play, right, he's going to win it all. Right.
Right.
That's another fucking 10 million.
He's got a stranglehold.
That's another 10 million waiting for him.
10 million.
On top of the 2 that he got for that. That's outside of the fucking the money that he's made this year.
Are we sure it's 10 million? It might be 15 now.
No, I think it's 10. If it's gone up to 15, that's ridiculous.
I think it did.
No, it didn't. It couldn't have. That's fucking stupid if it did. Because that's just too much fucking money.
15 million.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, the players with the most points after the Tour Championship wins the FedEx Cup itself and 15 million of 70 million in bonus funds. So he won 2 million. He's already leading the PGA Tour on the money list. He made like 9.5 million this year. So he made 11.5 now. And if he wins this, he wins another 15 mil.
So outside of any fucking endorsement or anything that he does, he could make upwards of fucking that's $27 million. There can't be. I'm trying to think of. Obviously, the guys in the NFL, your contracts, you get paid. You know, the good guys, they make upwards of 30
the
mil,
NFL is
right?
like the worst instance because none of it's guaranteed.
Basketball and baseball, those guys are making 40 mil. But here's the thing: what they're doing isn't based off their performance.
Right.
That's contract, right? This is just based on how good you do that year. So imagine
in every individual tournament,
exactly.
really.
So imagine in baseball, like if the stipulation was you had to hit 300 or you fucking weren't getting any of your money or you were getting less.
Or let's say you hit the most home runs in the game, so you get $2 million bonus.
Right, exactly. But that's an incredible amount of money.
The sum is just hard to imagine.
It really is. It's hard to fathom
unreal amount
that he
of
could
money.
win. That he could just win that outside of the probably, let's say, it's got to be upwards of 30 or 40 million that he's making in endorsements from Nike, from his sponsors outside
Not
of
per year, you don't think?
Oh,
really?
Absolutely.
That is outrageous.
Yeah, absolutely is.
I mean,
golfers definitely they do. Yeah.
I know Tiger at one point hit the Billy mark.
Yeah.
And then he lost half, but
so the story with Brooks, I was thinking about our our picks that we do now,
yes.
right? Our
the pure
our first,
picks.
Yeah. What is our 2 winners, our fifth, our top 5, and our top 10, and our MC.
That's right.
So I was thinking about them. We'll get to them later, but I was thinking about it, and I was like, if you're picking 2 winners this week, is it possible to pick someone that isn't Brooks Koepka? Like, can I pick 2 guys outside of Brooks Koepka and feel comfortable with myself and with those
Brooks
picks?
is that much in control?
I think so. I think so, especially with this amount of money on the line and with where his head's at now. If there's only 3 events, like with their 4 events, he could probably get fucking bored if there was 4 events.
He could probably sit this one out.
Yeah, but that was what I was going to say. If there were 4 events like there used to be, right?
Yeah, that's one of the storylines coming up.
If he would have sit one out.
Yes.
And he wouldn't have played.
Definitely would have.
Right,
right, because players did that regularly.
Right, exactly.
And now there's not many. There's maybe 3 guys sitting out this week.
Well, yeah, because you only have 2, and then you only have 2 to make sure you're in the top 30, and then the Tour Championship. So
let's jump to that one real quick. So the storyline of condensed playoff schedule. So for the first time since its inception in 2007, the playoffs have been reduced to 3 tournaments, with the Dell Technologies Championship being dropped. In previous years, the top 100 players advanced after the Northern Trust. However, with the reduced, cut the check, White Claw.
Yeah, come on.
With the reduced schedule, only the top 70 will advance to the BMW Championship after this tournament this week. So, right off the bat, it has implications into how many people advance and, what it means for how much attention you need to put into this tournament. So that's why nobody's sitting out. I think Henrik Stenson's sitting out because he's not planning to participate at all. And then there are two others.
What you mean, not at all in the FedEx playoffs?
Let me look it up real quick.
Really? Maybe he... Why the fuck would he do that? Maybe he's just concentrating on the road to Dubai or something.
He's done totally with
the PGA
American
Tour. Wow.
tournaments.
And he's only doing the European Tour. I mean, that could make sense. That could be right.
Let's see. Former FedEx Cup champ Stenson skips playoffs for Swedish event.
Okay.
And I read that he wasn't planning to come back to the States until the Masters.
I like that.
Yeah,
he's supporting
taking it off.
Supporting his home tournament. He's going to stay at home for a while, be with the family, probably win, have a great time. Yeah, I like that.
He kind of needed a little bit of time off.
Yeah, he has enough money. He's enough world ranking points. We all know how good he is. I like that.
He is a fucking crusher of
I actually was I saw a thing about him, how he crushes that 3-wood that he has.
He doesn't even hit and
he was like, if you had to ask me between my wife and my 3-wood, he was like, it's an easy choice, the 3-wood all day.
And then his glasses come in third place. Have you seen these sunglasses he's always pushing?
Yeah.
I think Paul Casey's sitting out this week, and then one other player I saw.
He's another one that doesn't really need it. He's like 8th or 7th.
So he's going to sit out 1 week as opposed to the whole thing.
And then play the last 2, yeah.
I don't see the third, but I know there's 3. I read somewhere. Anyhow, so, right, it's a reduced schedule. There's 3 tournaments as opposed to 4, and for that reason, almost everybody's ready to go pedal to the metal straight off the bat. So that's interesting. On to the next storyline. Last man in. So this is always an interesting conversation because
the 125 guy.
So 125 players get in, the top 125 in the FedEx Cup playoffs. The 126 gets fucked. He gets cut, and it's always by a very small margin.
And a good story about the number 127 guy from last season was our very own Sugar Shane Lowry.
I mean, and how many?
Isn't that unbelievable?
How many points do you think he missed it by? Less than 10?
Exactly. Yeah, it was something like that. It was probably less than 50, right? And Shane missed. It was Shane's last year of being exempt from his win at Akron at the bridge, at the Firestone, the WGC.
Yeah.
And he needed to be 125. He actually had a decent week that week because he was like 140 something or whatever it was, and he needed to finish high. And he finished, he needed a top 7 and he finished like 11th. And he finished 127 and missed, right? So he misses. He has no status on the PGA Tour. He has status. He finished good on the European Tour.
That was this year.
This was last year.
Yeah, so this year he had no status.
This year he had no status at the start of the year, right? But what happened was, on the European Tour, he went back for the road to Dubai and he had a good finish to the season. He finished in the top 30 on the European Tour money list.
Okay.
And then when he started, he won Abu Dhabi, which got his world ranking inside the top 50, which meant he then could enter all these tournaments if he wanted to.
It's so interesting what gets you in.
Isn't it amazing? Because he had no status and he wasn't going to play any of these events and he was just going to play European Tour and not play FedEx Cup. And then all of a sudden you win one event and you kind of go, oh, and you start playing good and next thing you're the fucking Open champ. And you can do whatever the fuck you want for the next fucking 5 years.
And then you're on First Take in the morning and you're competing for 15 million motherfucking dollars.
Ridiculous, yeah.
Okay, so last man in.
Who was it?
It was a Buttercut favorite, Pat Perez.
Oh, wow. I've met him actually at the Dogwood here in Austin.
He hangs out at the Dogwood.
It
seems like a place he'd kick it. He's from Arizona. I think he went to U of A.
And he's sponsored by the Chive. William Murray Golf.
Oh, is he?
The Chive owned William Murray Golf.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so Pat Perez is a partner. He's sponsored by the Chive.
And certainly Nike. He's always wearing those high tops and the flat rims.
He's a Nike shoe guy. He's an Air Jordan shoe guy.
That's right.
He's a PXG.
That's
golf clubs, and he's the Chive.
He is a perfect PXG representative, is he not?
Is he not a perfect the Chive William Murray Golf person?
He's just an interesting character. Yeah. That is a really nice fit.
So he was the first big pro to endorse William Murray Golf. And he's been with them ever since. So it was when he had just got signed on by them. Yeah. He was here in Austin where the headquarters of the Chive is, and I was down at the Dogwood. And he walks in with a couple other guys, and I went over and started chatting with him, and he's the nicest.
Were you cool?
He's
but were you?
Oh, of course,
because you're a fanboy. I know you like him.
Yeah, I wasn't too bad. No, I was fine because I think I just had enough booze on me to where I wasn't drunk,
cool.
but I was in a good humor.
You weren't slobbering and sweating.
Right. I wasn't
you were
like
just smooth flowing.
It wasn't like if I saw fucking Julian Edelman and I started fanboying,
I forgot.
Or that. So no, I went over to him and we had a good conversation for he chatted for, I wanted like 45 minutes. We had at least 2 drinks. And at the end of it, he turns around to me and he goes, like, I was mid-sentence and he stopped me and he went, hey, Pete, look at me. Where's the fucking pussy in this city? Can you fucking tell me where to find the pussy in this city? And I was like, that's probably, in my head, I didn't say this. I was like, that's the most Pat Perez line I think I've ever heard in my life.
Where did you direct him?
I said, well, there's this place called Palazzo, which is one of the finest establishments in Austin.
The easiest to reach pussy.
Yeah, exactly. No, because
Gentlemen's club.
It was a Tuesday night as
well. Okay.
Yeah, it was a Tuesday, middle of the week.
Fucking C-team hanging out on strip poles.
There would be. But it was empty. Like Dogwood was empty on a Tuesday, so it was just him and the boys. But no, lovely guy. So delighted he's in 125 because he went from, he basically had not lost his game, but he'd fallen off the map.
Wasn't there an injury or something?
Yeah, he had shoulder surgery.
That's right.
Shoulder surgery, fell off the map, but came back and his fucking game.
He was really on point, right?
Like he was top 30 in the world. Again.
I feel like he competed in the very first tournament he returned to that quickly.
It
was not like a slow start.
Instant.
And this was recently, like a couple years ago. Maybe.
Yeah, instant. And then he's had another injury since, which has slightly slowed him down. He's married now as well to his long to Ashley Perez's girlfriend. I'd imagine family things you can see why in a golfer's career there's certain times you can see them slowing down.
Yeah.
And the scores aren't quite as good because maybe they're not getting to the range quite as much as they once were.
They got obligations.
Yeah, there's kind of shit to do. So great to see Pat Perez get in.
So Pat Perez finishes the regular season in 125th place in the FedEx Cup standings, giving him the last spot in the PGA Tour postseason playoffs tournament. He had 376 points. Richie Werenski finished 126th.
Oh, hang on. Firstly, who the fuck is Richie Rowe?
I was hoping you knew.
That sounds like someone from it sounds like someone who was from fucking Honey, I Shrunk the Kids or something.
He played 19 events, I saw.
What's that actor's name? Skalinsky, or that's the last name? I don't know
what you're saying.
But it kind of sounds like that. But isn't that funny that he misses by, so no one knows who that guy is.
So no one knows who that guy is.
You just made that name up.
No,
I know you didn't, but you essentially did. But he finished 126
after scoring 374 points.
Wait,
so he missed the postseason by 2 FedEx Cup points.
My fucking God.
What a nut crush. That would have been defining of his career.
No one knows who he is. All he had to do was, if he gets into that one playoff event, if
he finishes one place higher in any tournament this whole fucking year,
if he holds one more putt out of 1,000.
You can get granular and figure out where he missed. And it's very close.
You could pick a fucking 2.5 footer that he was too casual over and it horseshoed out back to him on a rainy fucking Thursday afternoon in North Carolina somewhere and go, that putt just cost him his fucking job.
You could go even further back and look at the Wednesday night Jaeger bomb he took that caused him to miss that 2-foot putt. And then you're really getting the weeds.
Absolutely. Or his wife who fucking... Okay, we'll stop now.
Ricky, you have our condolences, my brother. Next year.
Unlucky, man. I hope to see you back.
We all hope to see you back.
Well, no, I hope to see you for the first time because I don't fucking believe that you're a person.
I look forward to meeting you for the first time next year.
Here's the other thing, though, quickly, that you always have to look out for. So to retain your tour card, it's actually not the FedEx Cup point standings, and they don't directly correlate with the money list. So it's the money list.
Yeah, it's money list, but not directly.
And it's weird the way it works because when you get down to the 100 to 130 places, you have to then look because they definitely don't always correlate between FedEx Cup points and the money you've made that year. So this guy could.
You're talking about status specifically.
Status.
Yes.
So this guy at 126 didn't make the FedEx Cup playoffs, but his money list position, he could be 120 and he could have his tour status for next year.
He could be 400. Who fucking knows?
No, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know who this guy is. Yeah. Anyways, congrats to Pat Perez. Condolences, Richie. We'll see you next year. Next storyline, third time's a charm. So we covered this briefly. The Liberty National Golf Club is hosting the Northern Trust for the third time in its tournament's history. Previously, in 2009, Heath Slocum won at 9 under. He won by 1 stroke over Tiger Woods and a host of other runner-ups.
It was a great tournament.
In 2013,
I think as well. Sorry, I think it was. Sorry to interrupt you. I think it was like Ernie.
Yeah, there was 4.
It was like fucking Ernie, Tiger, fucking Retief. Like it was just packed behind him, and he was. It was kind of like one of those where you look at the scoreboard. You know when they go to add, and they put the scoreboard up of all the leaders, and you go, now if only we could fucking kill Heath Slocum and move
this would
him
be the
off.
greatest
This would be the best
ever.
television, the greatest scoreboard I've ever seen. But Heath Slocum stayed there and he fucking won. Fair play to him.
He shit in a bag and lit it on fire. And that was the ratings for. Anyhow,
don't put it out with your boots, Ted. Go ahead.
2013 was the second time that Liberty National hosted. Adam Scott won with shooting 11 under. He won by 1 stroke over Tiger Woods, again amongst another host of.
I don't
runner-ups.
remember that one as well. As the Slocum one.
The memorable part of that 2013 tournament is Tiger was trying to reach a par 5 and 2, and he hit his 3-wood. And that was like the first flare up of his back where he like went down on his knees and like rolled around.
His back turned to dust.
And everybody, like from that point on, he was
fucked. Yeah,
for a good amount of time till this year.
Yeah.
So while we're on that note, Tiger returns.
That's the next headline. This is my hot take. But go on.
So as we just covered, Tiger finished runner-up both times that Liberty National hosted the Northern Trust Open previously.
Yeah.
A win for Tiger will give him his 82nd PGA Tour win, which would tie him with Sam Snead on the all-time list.
So, well, I don't know if it's a hot take, but
you're going to intertwine your hot take here.
Yeah, it's not so much that it's a hot take.
It's not like
no, it's just a take. Let's say that.
Okay,
it's a lukewarm take.
Okay,
especially since how Tiger's played. But I love Tiger this week.
You do.
I love Tiger.
See, this is a shocking take, is what this is.
Yeah, I love him this week. The first thing that jumps off the fucking paper at me, is he's
course history.
He's 30-1.
Oh, you like him because of his odds.
30-1.
You will not mybookie.ag use promo code BDC. Go ahead.
So you will never, ever get fucking better odds on Tiger Woods at any event, especially in the same year that he has won a major golf championship.
Right.
He's a Masters champion. That same year, you're getting 30-1 on Tiger at Liberty National, where he has 2 fucking runner-up finishes. That's
back-to-back, the last 2 Liberty.
That's crazy odds to me. I know, listen, the bookies know how he looked. He's looked bad. He hasn't played really at all. But I'm just think he's had a little bit of time off. He's back here. He's back on familiar ground.
Yeah.
He's not in Port Rush. It's not going to be fucking cold. It's going to be nice and warm. It's a course where he has great history.
Apparently they have like a yacht service at this golf course. He can just pull his big old ass boat up.
You'll be able to see his boat from the first tee.
Yeah.
It's going to be
What's it called again?
Privacy.
Yeah.
Privacy
is going to be front row and center.
So it's just this week screams at me. Tiger Woods will, and this is a hint to my picks, Tiger Woods is my top 5 pick this week. I just
wonder if he's hurt. Like, is he hurt?
No, listen, he could be, but he can win hurt. We know he can win hurt.
But if he's not hurt and he missed the cut at the last Open Championship, he probably went home and did Navy SEAL training for the last month, and he's going to come in here and chew nails and fucking crush this goddamn course.
So I have Tiger as my top 5. I'm not picking him to win, but I have as my top 5 and he's my top 5 because of the value, right? If you're going to make a bet on Tiger this week, you can bet on the top 5 finish, and you get like a third of the odds, so you get about 10-1 on him finishing in the top 5.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's amazing. Great odds.
Last storyline, I call it Protect This House. This could probably be a standing storyline because this is just the defending champion. So Bryson DeChambeau is your defending champion of the Northern Trust Open.
Where was it when he won last year? Do you remember?
Yeah, I didn't write it down though. It started with an R.
Can I think of it off the top of my head before you get to it? And the answer is no, I cannot. But I do remember the tournament. I remember him winning. It was one of his multiple wins last year.
So it was at Ridgewood.
Ridgewood, yeah.
Do you know Ridgewood?
No, that's why I didn't remember.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I did not.
So he won. DeChambeau,
Yeah.
Bryson, finished last year at 18 under. He captured a 4-stroke victory over Tony Finau and became the tournament's youngest winner in the FedEx Cup era. So Bryson DeChambeau returns.
Yeah.
His swing is more fucking weird and fucked up than ever.
I like him though. I like bro. Well,
Have you seen the handles on his golf clubs? They're like the size of like a rolling pin. Like,
yeah, they're like Bubba Watson's.
Like
they're massive.
he almost can't touch his fingers together.
Yeah, so it's again. So the reason you do that is he's trying to not. So he's trying to not roll over and hook
wrist
it.
action.
Yeah, and he's not trying. You're trying. It stops you
it
from
takes
hooking
your fill though.
Feel out of it a little bit,
right?
A little bit, yeah.
Otherwise, why wouldn't
it
everyone
stops
do
you
that?
from hooking it? Take your hands out of it a little bit.
He still crushes it.
No, of course he does. He rips it. But
Well, so why
Bubba
don't
Watson has
people
a
do
similar
this?
thing.
Well, but Bubba
everyone's
plays all like hook, all curves.
Well,
Like,
Bubba plays with his driver. He hits a massive slice,
Yes.
and then with his irons, he tends to hook them. It's shorter irons,
but he
anyway.
plays with fatter handles. You would think that would deteriorate
No,
how
'cause
well he's able to do
Well,
it.
firstly, his hands are massive.
Okay.
If you've ever, he has the longest.
I just
hands.
know he's real
massive
gangly.
hands.
He's real skinny.
Yeah, massive hands, but he's so handsy with his golf clubs and over the ball. He needs to take them out a little bit,
I see.
by have big fat grips.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Have you noticed one last thing about equipment?
Yeah.
Have you noticed how many arm lock putters like Bryson DeChambeau? Those
unbelievable.
guys are. So all these guys are using putters that are like 40, 45 inches long.
So you know that
where they
why
go
that
to your
is?
elbow, so that you can match it up with your left arm, so
Yeah.
that you can see that your line is.
But
correct.
also,
What?
Because there's so many shit putters.
Oh yeah.
There's just so many guys that are shit compared to fucking Tiger or Jason Day or the guys that
Fowler
have
can putt.
Ricky Fowler, all the guys with the best strokes and who light it up and who can fill it up, right?
Don't have arm lock.
Dustin Johnson, all the guys with the best, nicest little smooth strokes.
Have you ever played with an arm lock?
I did actually, yeah. That tells you something about how.
I've been shopping on eBay.
Oh, don't do it.
I'm looking for a used
Okay.
up motherfucking 44-inch bad boy.
Yeah, there's a couple of things about
Okay.
them, and I'll give you this advice. This is a good thing for anyone else. Anyone else out there looking for new equipment, new putters, we always constantly are. I did try the arm lock putter. So I've putted claw for a number of years, since the fucking 2008 US Amateur, actually mid round. Which
Claw? That's when you started clawing?
Yeah, that tells you how I was playing in the US Amateur. But so I tried the arm lock. It's I didn't like it for a couple of reasons. It's very difficult. I found it very difficult to aim properly.
Yes.
So because
You couldn't get the line right?
because it's up your arm and because of ball position and it feels a little awkward, it took me a long time to get comfortable over the ball.
Yeah.
And then I would constantly feel like I wasn't aiming where I should have been aiming.
Yeah.
And hence then you make a stroke and it's not very good. So here's what I'd say is
Well,
that
it makes it so that you can't adjust on the fly. So like if you do have poor aim and you are a handsy, feelsy
Yeah.
player and like maybe you're aimed a little right and you can tell, but you play by feel, you can pull it a little left.
Right.
You can't
No.
do that so well with
No.
the arm lock.
So it requires a lot of practice. You need hours on the
It
putting
has
green
to be exact aiming.
because you've got to be able to stand in, step into it, and feel comfortable and know that you're lined correctly right away, right? Because there's nothing worse than standing over the putter for a long time,
Like moving your feet around and shit.
without hitting. You're never going to make it ever, right? The ball's never going.
Every second correlates to how likely you're going to miss it.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's a perfect description.
It really
of how,
does.
No, it does. Honestly. So yeah, I wouldn't listen. It's a good if you have time and you are obsessed with golf and you have a lot of time to practice and you don't mind standing there and putting some work in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can do it. Here's the other thing: they're very expensive.
Oh,
The putters
yeah.
are really expensive.
Yeah.
Any arm lock, any good arm lock putty, like an Odyssey one or the one that Kuchar uses.
Yeah, I was going to say Kuchar's another well-known arm lock.
Bettinardi.
Yes.
They're handcrafted putters. They're
$300.
$300.
Yeah.
I mean, and then what happens if you don't like it?
Well,
right?
then you got a $300, $400
That you're sitting on, yeah.
fucking log.
Yeah, exactly.
45 inches long.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of them.
I was curious. I'm glad we covered that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's jump into some odds real quick.
Yeah.
The Northern Trust odds, top 5. Brooks is 8-1 to win. McIlroy's in second at 11-1. Dustin Johnson, 16-1, as is John Rahm at 16-1. The top 5 round out with Justin Rose at 18-1.
Okay.
It's just some sort of stuff that's interesting to note. Let's jump into our pure pick segment. This is our last segment of the podcast.
Yep.
So what we're doing here, we're picking 2 winners of the Northern Trust. We're picking a top 5, a top 10, and a missed cut of a notable player. You know what else we should do this week? Let's pick one guy to go all the way. Like, let's pick one guy to finish top 10 in the FedEx Cup playoffs, and it can't be fucking Brooks. Let's say you can't pick the top 3 players right now.
Okay.
That sound like a fun game?
Yeah, I like that.
So let's start with the Northern Trust.
I need to get the field up here.
So I haven't picked anything but my missed cut yet.
Oh, okay. I like that.
You're not going to like this, though.
So you're going to lead with your missed cut?
Yes,
I know who it is.
Who
if
do you
you're
think
saying that I'm not going to like it, it's Tiger Woods.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's Jordan Spieth.
Oh, wow.
I think Jordan Spieth's fucked up.
That's a fucking... Come on. I feel like that's a personal attack on me.
Well, so here's the deal. I took him to finish winner last week, and he played great the first 2 rounds. I think he shot in the 60s both. And then on the third day, he shot like 12 over or some shit, nearly 80. So it wasn't 12 over. It was like 8 over, whatever it was. He shot like a 78, 79, 80. He had no birdies. He had a bunch of doubles, and including like a couple of triple bogeys. I think he's fucked up. Like, I think that his mind is gone. Like,
no, I don't disagree with that.
You can't shoot like that and be like, you can't have that kind of up and down.
Listen,
for that long of a period of time. The whole season he's been doing this.
We know.
And I think that this is I think he just wants to ship it in, pack it in, and be done.
I think but we know he's a head case. He's a fucking head case.
Aren't they all though?
No,
I'm a fucking head case.
No, yeah, but look at you.
I'm throwing golf clubs into the goddamn dirt every time I miss a chip.
I'm the opposite of a head case on the golf course. You're
very cool.
There's no one that you don't need to be a head case. Jordan Spieth is the most anxiety fucking driven, the most anxious person after he hits a ball or before he hits a ball I've ever come across.
He does a lot of talking.
It's just incredible. So I can't imagine if he's like that outwardly. Imagine what he's like on the inside.
Okay,
like it's got to be 10 times worse than what it is, right? Because I feel we all feel bad over the ball, but you don't outwardly show it, right? You don't want to outwardly show it. So that doesn't shock me with that pick. So okay, I'll pick my MC then as well.
Okay,
my MC this week is Phil Mickelson.
Ooh,
yeah.
And do you know what position he is currently? Like, if he was to miss the cut, would he be out of the playoffs? I don't know how that works.
I don't know. I haven't checked. But
that's the part that's confusing
I'm gonna pick him
about
to MC.
The playoffs, isn't it? Like, even if they miss the cut this week, if they're high enough in the playoff standings, they could possibly go on to the next. Yep. It's kind of confusing. It's hard to follow. Okay, so Phil Mickelson's yours. I got Jordan Spieth.
Let's go winners.
Okay, let's go through some winners.
Actually, let's go top 10.
You want to go top 10
we'll go reverse
first?
order. We'll go up.
I'm going to go with a little bit of an unknown.
Okay.
A rookie.
Okay.
Colin Morikawa.
Oh, Morikawa. Okay.
Have you seen him play a little bit?
Oh, he's fucking
He's been
unbelievable.
really consistently
he's unbelievably good.
He's been like in the top 10 in every tournament he's been in this year, except for maybe one.
Yeah.
Like, he's been very, very, very good. He was good last week. Let me see what he's got here.
Okay. I have my top 10.
He finished top 30, or he finished tied 31 last week, but before that, he was first, tied fourth, tied second.
Yep.
Like, he's been finishing and he's shooting in the 60s in almost every round.
Yep.
He's a player, man.
He really is. All right, my top 10 is Tyrrell Hatton from England.
Oh.
Yeah, Tyrrell
I like
Hatton.
him. He's a fucking head case.
The absolute head case. But,
I've seen that guy melt down.
Hey, but in a very different way, I feel like, than Jordan.
True.
I think he's just a different way. He's a head case. He's a little... He can joke and laugh on the course, and he can get angry, whereas Jordan...
Do you know him?
No, I do not.
Okay.
But Jordan doesn't have... Jordan just has this one level of just anxiety, I feel like. Tyrrell Hatton will be fucking laughing and joking and making it...
But he just gets pissed.
He just gets fucking angry.
He's just like Rahm.
Right, he'll just whack a club every now and again, right? Where Jordan's is kind of different. All right, there's our top 10s. Are you making a note of these?
I'm going to go back and listen. I'll mark it down.
Okay. So then, top 5. You go first.
I like... Let's see here. I think I'm going to ride with Jon Rahm.
Oh, okay.
I like Jon Rahm. He's been hot lately.
All right.
We're going on Hotheads at the moment. I'm going to just keep on, I'm going to keep up with the theme of Hotheads and roll with Jon Rahm. Let's see what he has done lately. 7th at the WGC, top tied 11th at the Open Championship, won the Irish, T2 at the someplace that's foreign Masters, and T3 at the U.S. Open. Motherfucker's just in the top 5 every single week.
Okay.
He's incredibly young. He's incredibly good. It's time for him to shine. I like him.
So, and my top 5 is easy. It's Tiger Woods.
That's right. You had covered this.
Yep.
So, and you're not concerned that he is injured or moving slowly?
No, he wouldn't play if he was hurt. So I think he's probably fine. He's just he's getting old, and Port Rush, he was never fucking going to do well.
Okay.
It was just obvious.
I like it.
All right. So give me your first winner.
I think I'm going with Tony Finau.
Like it.
Yeah, he's been good. He's due for a win, man.
He's changed his putting grip, which
Has
is
he?
slightly concerning.
I haven't seen it.
He's doing this. So he used to do this grip, and I'm kind of imitating it now for Brad.
It's like he's holding a bird with two hands that are exactly the same distance up and down the club.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so they're evenly
kind of
matched.
like, if you ever watched Matthew Fitzpatrick, Matthew Fitzpatrick is a fantastic putter. Tony Finau putted like him. That was his grip. He's changed it, and he's doing a version of the claw instead of the pencil, like Fleetwood, or like normal
or
people
like
would. Yeah, he puts these two fingers that way on it. So he puts his index finger and his middle
Jim
finger.
Carrey the claw.
Yeah, he puts it between. Yeah, which is
liar the claw.
Yeah, it's a little concerning.
That is concerning.
But he's been
he
doing
mashes the fuck.
He
out
does,
of the
and he's been
golf
putting
ball.
decent. So
I like how he is somebody who I would like to emulate. Like, I wish I could shorten my swing and just be more concise and like impactful.
Yeah, he hits it very hard, very far, and very straight.
He has the biggest feet too, man. Like size like maybe 16.
Just a hammer on him.
Anyhow,
so then my first winner, is.
Should we say no, Brooks? I'm fair.
Yeah,
that'd just be a silly.
Yeah, I'm not
choice.
picking Brooks.
Everybody.
My first winner is Justin Rose.
Okay, I like that. We've talked about how he's changed equipment recently, and that's a little bit of a concern. But other than that,
I think if Brooks doesn't win the FedEx Cup, my pick is Justin Rose. So I'm picking Justin Rose to win this week as one of my winners.
In his last 4 events, he was tied 3rd at the Memorial, tied 3rd at U.S. Open, T20 at the Open Championship, and then 11th at the St. Jude.
Yep.
And the U.S. Open, he was incredible going up and down. He wasn't hitting his shots very well, if you remember. So his short game's on fire.
Give me your next winner.
Next and last winner. Am I a sellout for taking Dustin Johnson?
No.
I'm taking Brooks Koepka Jr. now.
Okay, you're taking DJ.
Or whatever you want to call him.
Okay.
Yeah, I like DJ. I think he has been off of the map long enough that it's time for him to get back on. I think it's just the time's right. I haven't heard anything about Paulina. No flare-ups.
I haven't heard that, and that's a great sign.
I mean,
Paulina's been quiet. She's probably at home, or he's probably sent her to Vegas for another week.
Just influencing Instagram's fucking dick off.
So, all right, I like that pick. My pick is the runner-up to Shane Lowry at the Open Championship.
Okay.
Fairway Jesus, Tommy Fleetwood.
I love that nickname. Fairway Jesus.
Fairway Jesus. Yeah, Fairway Jesus. So yeah, my winner picks are Fleetwood and Justin Rose. I just realized they're both fucking English, which kind of fucking.
I know you hate the English.
Which fucking annoys me that they've picked both of them. But I'm picking Fleetwood and Rose. I'm picking Tiger for 5th, top 5. I'm picking in my top 10. I picked who did I pick?
Hatton.
I picked Tyrrell Hatton. Oh my god, another fucking Englishman. Jesus Christ,
you
Brad.
love the fucking English,
Brad,
don't you?
come on, what the fuck are you doing to me here?
Hey.
And then my MC was Phil. All right,
nice. Okay, for my winners,
you went with
go through this.
Yeah,
we went Dustin Johnson.
Yeah, you went DJ.
You
went Tony Finau. Top 5, you went. I can't remember.
It was. Who was it? Because I know I had Morikawa in there at the top 10 spot.
Yeah, Morikawa's top 10.
And then I had Spieth missing the cut. I'll have to go back and listen.
Okay.
But yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, I think I like both our lists.
Yeah, except for my unknown mystery man that we'll have to figure out here in a second.
I
We'll
like
post this
those.
stuff on Instagram.
Yeah.
If you are not following at the Buttercup Podcast, we'll be posting this on Instagram. Our Pure Pics. We'll be posting quite a bit of other great stuff. While you're at it, we're into closing remarks. Let's talk about some host social media accounts. Peter is scheduled to fly out tomorrow morning. What time?
I'm flying at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I'm going to go play in the member guest at the International Golf Club in Boston.
And you're going to be posting your dick off, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
There's a
there'll be a ton of stuff.
Casino deal, all sorts of greatness.
Oh, there'll be all sorts of goodness. There's a lot of cash on the line. And
it's with your buddy who's also Irish, right?
Yeah, also
And
Irish.
he's a yoga dad, instructor, karate kicker.
Yeah.
Something like that?
He's a maniac is the first thing he is. And he's the member at the International, and there's a lot of gambling going on, a lot of cash to be won. There's a big casino going on. There's a lot of drinking, a lot of golfing. Yeah, it can be great.
Do yourself a favor and follow at Peter the Irish Guy on Instagram. You can also follow the podcast on Twitter at The Buttercut Pod. This has been a production of MWBK Creative and Sales. We'll catch up with you next weekend.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.